we're gonna start with J Street first. All right. J Street was my guy that I met him through Periscope. Wasn't it Periscope?
Yeah, it was Periscope. Yeah.
And I was getting 1,000 views a day on Periscope. I was just talking shit. I took time off and said I was gonna relax a little bit. And me and J Street, we bumped heads, and he let me hear one of his songs and asked me to play it while I was periscoping live, and he just got a great response. And then I was like, wow, we got to do this I got to do this podcast show. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
Yeah. How it really came about was like he said. We was on Periscope. I was promoting an artist named Janira. We was making a lot of music, and people were really liking it. So, we was just going on any Periscope, anywhere on Periscope. Somebody was like listening to music. We'd tell them to go listen to the song. Came about Real because he was from Detroit. So we let him hear the song. Instantly fell in love with it. And he was, really the first person really, showing it love and, letting everybody hear it. And, ever since then, we just was like, instead of doing this Periscope thing, you need to go ahead and just, make a platform like, something for Detroit. So that's how it really came about, the 313 Live show, and that's how it is.
Joe Black.
Okay, so I'm a comedian. Dorian Black, BT Comedy View. I've been doing comedy like all my life. But so I get a call. I know Real, we work together. But I get a call and he talking to me and he telling me about podcasts. Like half the Americans in the United States, I don't know what podcast is. He talking to me about some Periscope. I'm like, man, I don't know about no Periscope. I barely even I check my Facebook and maybe, I'm not into it. So he like, yeah, and then so he telling me his ideal and what his ideal of creating the show. And I say, oh man, I like that. By me being a comedian, it made me feel like how he said, he making it a radio-based thing. And I say, okay, cool. Because a lot of the comedians that I like, or they make their transition from doing stand-up and they do radio. They like radio, so I was like, this is a great thing for me. And I don't just jump on anything, you know what I mean? I always look for signs. And by Real calling me on my birthday, that made me say, you know what? This is something to do. Jump right into it. Follow this guy. He knows something.
Tell me about your dream about the lion thing at the club or wherever you was going.
So I'm big on, I'm big on signs. I always pray, show me a sign before I make any rash decisions. So my cousin got me this gig, man. And he's like, yeah, this gig is great. So we go over there, they're going to pay me the money and everything. But the night before I went to sleep and I dreamed that a lion had ate me up and shit, right? So I wakes up and I get to the club and they got a statue of a lion out in front of the motherfucker. I walks out.
Because the audience was gonna eat you up in there.
I didn't even meet the audience. It was the guy that beat to the club. And this I was like, no, you got a lion. But that's just some weird stuff about me. Like you say, bye. Yeah, but.
Danny, tell them how you came about.
I have my own podcast that I started a month after Real started his, so I kind of got hooked up with Real through Twitter, promoting my own podcast. And so we was like, oh, we're going to listen to each other's, and he likes my podcast. We just likes me mostly, but he likes my podcast. He's not really into education, which is my podcast is all about, but he likes the energy that I bring to my podcast. And so I listened to his podcast. And then he was just like, you should come on. But that was a swindle because it was like, you should come on and then you should just stay. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I thought about it. I finished school and then now I'm here at the 313 Live show.
I knew I was going to get it from day one for real because when we did a phone interview dealing with them Stump for Trump girls that was supporting Donald Trump. And she was like, I'm gonna come. She did the little phone interview. Then she came in, and I said, Dorian, we gonna get her. She gonna be a part of this show. And she right here.